This is Wags Chicago. Visit me at wagschicago.com in case I get clipped. They're getting heavy on the algo again for the few spurgs left. So that's why it's not on my channel. I'm out of breath because I'm trying to get all my shit watered. It's 107 degrees. It finally is dark out almost. And if you don't cool your soil down, you're going to kill everything you just worked out your ass off all summer to get. See how that works? More important right now, because you don't care about my food. Hang on. There's like a fire hose, by the way. Speaking of that, there's garden pools in your neighbor, or pools. It's a good source for fire pumps. See how that works? In case you're on your own. Look at these coming in. See how that works? You see why I'm watering when it's dark out? Mosquitoes out here now. See how that works? The Bill Gates garbage mosquitoes. I got bit earlier. My hand's swelling up. It could be from leftover from the hornet juice in my blood. Let's get about something that's opposite of a big. So the big pox, we'll call it. Look, there's a horn. Look at this, a wasp right now. That wow. That wasp, that's a long-legged wasp. See how that works? What are you doing out in the dark? See how that is? A little more hyper-vigilant to these cocksuckers, because one just got me the other day. I was down for like 30 hours. Not really, but I'm just saying. That was from another stinger. But anyways, the other one did take me out for the rest of the day, though. The hornets are horrific. I've been stung a million times, but never by a hornet. When you get stung by one, you'll know. And by the way, it doesn't hurt right away. Like, it hurts, but like about 4 or 5 minutes later, is that a snake? Oh, thought I just saw a snake. It is part of the, that's part of the leg of the, what do you call it? Broccoli. See how that works? It's too dark to show you. So let's talk about big pox in California, San Francisco specifically. This is a real news article. I think it's a San Francisco whatever newspaper, their city paper. Oh, by the way, I got to show you the moon. Hang on. Stand by. I just driving down the street and I saw this cocksucker. It ain't the same moon I showed you a couple days ago. Same yard, by the way. Same exact location, by the way. See how that works? Watch this. This moon is waning from left to right. Isn't that amazing? Like a real moon should do. See how that works? See how the left half is vertical, up and down the line? The half you saw on the moon the other day was going from the top left to the bottom right. Go look at my video about the moon and the sun in the same picture. See how that works? Since CERN 2022, July 5th, by the way. 702 Chicago. Anyway, I gotta get over to my potatoes. But think big pox. Think an operation. Here, yeah, you keep that in the back of your mind. This is going to do with the guys who did the blankets to the Indians, let's call it. Once this is on OnlyFans, I could talk again. See how that works? So stay tuned. That channel is up. I'm going to start posting. I don't know if you like it or how you subscribe. I don't even know how it freaking only. I got to study this garbage. Like, it'll be in the link here in my description. If you can subscribe, I don't know how you do OnlyFans. I've never been on it. Like, I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. So if you could subscribe, because I know they're coming after certain whack-a-moles for whatever reason. I didn't do nothing, but whatever. So, whatever, do you. I'm moving to the porn industry. Using their tools, by the way. I'm not going to say I'm doing porn just for the people that take me seriously all the time. Sometimes it's rhetoric. Or not. And anyway, who knows what the future's going to lay, but my point is, they're never going to touch the porn because that's how they control all you spurgs. See how that is? Or spurg, plurb. I'm a spurg. And a plurb. Go Google what plurb means in Roman times and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm sure most of you have no clue what I'm talking about. Unless it was in a fucking Bob's Burger commercial or something. Fucking retards. Anyways, one of this country's failing. Or falling. Both. Anyways, at least have fun while it's happening. See that work? I just got my phone wet like a retard. So, the opposite of big is what? Small, right? See how that works? For those of you that can't play along. Back to the blankets. So we'll call it small blankets. They're being given out in San Francisco. 200, by the way. Here's my potatoes. See how they were? They're still alive. Looks like a freaking forest over here. Look at it. And more over here. I lost a few plants, so the teepee used to be right here. Those of you that follow the channel. Your soil at over 90 degrees gets bad. When it's 107 degrees, you better be paying attention to your food. By the way, I hope they fucking sprayed all the crops with cold water tonight. See how that worked? In the Midwest, all the way down to what? Who's flooding down there? They don't need to worry about water. See how that worked? Again, that's your food supply you're not paying attention to because you're all watching cartoons. But do you? Should be doing this. But do you? Anyways, the small doohickey rhymes with a gorilla pox, but has the opposite meaning of big. You see how this game works? Can't believe I can't wait till I'm on OnlyFans full time. Like, this is getting crazy. Gonna lose a channel I've had for 12 years because I talked about gorilla pox. Like, really? So, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Fuck them. That's just who I am. See how that worked? Anyway, oh, I'm watering fucking leaves over there that I pulled out of the woods. See how that worked? I had to make a new fence. This is what I'm doing when I'm not on here. Building fences. Yeah, by myself, by the way. It's not a real, it's a fence, but it's a chicken fence. But it's still pain in the ass. You got 100 yards of fencing to put up and tie it all in. The old, you know, like the barbed wire for the guy or whatever. You don't care. My point is, they're releasing 200 cases of doohickey needle darts, let's call it, into probably high-risk people. I'm assuming that's why it's San Fran, because you know the hashtag anal pox is out there. I don't know who started that, wink wink, but anal pox is spreading, and it didn't scare nobody. See how that works? And what's coming up in November somewhere in this country, like all over the place? Something like doohicking you're gonna do with little, most likely mail-in garbage, because it's going to be too scary. If you do the math, let's go back to math. If 200 people, you could type this in any basic computer, bro. You could do it on Google. Like, do an exponential number. If 2 people kiss each other that have live virus, giant pox, let's call it, coursing through their muscles and veins, etc., 200 people do you. See how that worked? Or do whoever. I'm just saying. Now you get not only monkey, now they said you can get cowpox as a side effect. So I'm talking to these people at a party, and then pretty soon the room or the tent cleared. I got a video of that too. Now you can't see them, but I'm underneath the tent alone after I start talking. I don't know what happens. I clear rooms. Anyways, so the gorilla, or whatever you want to call it, the giant pox is now going to be live, injected with dart guns or some garbage, however you play that game. You better be listening still. Don't hang up yet. I'm trying to get to it. I can't talk, motherfuckers. Like, so 200 people get a live blanket pox, like the military did in the 1800s. A certain group of people they took out, but not the lunch, like almost completely. In the name of science and like, we love you garbage. Like, I'm sure that's what they were telling the people, whatever. It's the same bug. You see how that works? See, when the dark arts gets a good thing going for evil, they don't give it up because it works. See how that works? They've been using it for 200 years. The same juice. Now, you young people ain't gonna know this, especially if you watch cartoons your whole life, but there used to be a time, until just now, that giant pox was eradicated from the United States. It was like 85 or something, like maybe mid-80s, this is called. Give or take a few months, whatever. How did you get a live version to be doohicking out to serve the public in San Fran in 2022 during the apocalypse, or the beginning of it, or whatever you call this shit, or like, or not, maybe you think it's utopia, a lot of you do. Like, you're not gonna know when the Red Star tanks are in your freaking Jewel or whatever Walmart parking lot because you can't get food because they own it, actually. you'll still be calling me I'm an asshole. No, I had a guy, a good old friend, man. I grew up with this guy. Like, he's like, this is this thing with the old CC'er. That's what he called paper tiger garbage. These retarded not millennials. You guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about. And anybody younger that has no clue what I'm talking about unless it's on a cartoon. The people older that like had parents and grandparents that were in World War II, we heard the stories. Yeah, they were, so maybe I see things a little different. And the same garbage with the chaos and all that garbage was going on then, by the way, and germs were going around, and there was all these riots. See, the news ain't telling you the entire world's on fire right now. Like, people are really had it. Like, but you don't see that on your little Facebook feed or whatever your favorite freaking demonic garbage is. Like, I have to use their platforms to get the word out. Whatever the word is. It means don't do evil. How about that? But it does work, by the way. I got people now that are buying food. Can you believe it? It took a year of fucking burping in their ear every day to get food. And now they're getting food. See how that works? So maybe I'll have a friend in 2025. See how that goes? Because in 2025, they did this old population thing at 99 million. So that's 2 out of 3 souls are going to be checking out, but not the lunch. And most of you are probably not going where you think you're going. See how that works? Because you're not acting normal. You're acting like assholes. And pretending nothing's happening is making this so much faster. It's so cool to watch. I didn't think I'd be alive for this. When I was writing, or not writing, I did write, but my news channel since 2012, I've been talking, and I've been telling you this stuff before the internet garbage, all the way back to early or late 90s, like, and now it's all here. See how that works? So, grow food, potatoes, you can't see them no more, it's dark. Look how purple that is. See how that works? It's not purple to my eyes, though. Anyways, what could go wrong if a live copy of a blanket germ that was used to take out a whole race of people, whatever you call the Indians, I don't know the political garbage, I don't give a fuck anymore, but whatever, they were, whatever they're called, they were taken out, and then I said, do the math, go do the math on how long does it take 200 people to turn into 1 million people, because I could tell you right now, I've already published that with this, the gorilla pox. Back when this started, I think there was 73 cases. And one of my interweb, smarter than me people, because they do math for a living. Hang on, I'm trying to adjust the hose. I'm shooting further out. See that work? This is the only fancy. See that? Taking a piss with Wags on his own potatoes. Those are onions, by the way, but you don't care. So, these trees are freaking hot. I'm not killing my brand new apple tree. See how that was Johnny Apple Tree? See how this goes? So I did a thing. I showed you by November. I think it's going to be like, I don't know how many. It was millions. 70 people. They're doing 200. There's a reason to start with certain numbers, by the way. So take that number 200 and pretend each one gives it to 2 people. Because these are really horny people, by the way, from what I've read on OnlyFans. Because now I'm an OnlyFans doctor, because I have to set up my account, which I have, and I'm still building it. I'm growing food, so you give me a little time, but it's going to be worth it. Or not. I hear gunshots, see that? All the time. Anyways. So 200 people give it to 2. That's 400 in the first day. 400 people do 2 people in a week, or let's say the first week. Now 800, 8 times 8, it goes exponential at some point. See how that? It's already exponential. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Google that. So my point is, I'm not a gynecologist, as you know, but I play one on OnlyFans or whatever. Like, what happens when this goes wrong? It was the wrong, because the Ask Fuck Clowns, I think that's the name of their agency, Ask Fuck Clowns, starts with a C, ends in a C. They're going to approve all that, or they already did, and they're going to go, oops, we were wrong again. See how that worked? And in the meantime, you're going to have 100 million people. By the way, go Google the mortality rate of the blanket pox. See how that worked? Google that, I dare you. It's very high. It's like 40% minimum. Like almost half that catch it are going to be taken out, but not the lunch. And this is the weekend, so nobody's ever going to even know about this. And then I'm sure this video is going to get clipped. I may have to just put this on my website. Or maybe this will be my first OnlyFans video. I got to see how to do this. You guys got to know, they're about to release a live copy of a virus called Blanket in the 1860s. I think that's when they did it. It was the 1800s, or was it the 1700s? I don't know. It was a long time ago to get rid of the Indians. It's so long ago, nobody cares. Like, except for a few that live in those little pockets. Godspeed for them. Like, we're all going to be those guys this time. See, this is the new world garbage. Like, pretend you have 8 billion potatoes. See how that works? And I don't need 8 billion no more because it's called the 4th Industrial Revolution. Everything's going AI and Internet of Things and bodies. See how that works? What's the fastest way to take and get rid of 7.5 billion potatoes, let's call it? Because that's a true story. Do you remember post-CERN or pre-CERN? There used to be these guide stones in a city or a state called Georgia. Remember that garbage? The very next day that we pop to another dimension, they just disappear, right? No investigation, no nothing to see here, asshole. But that little doohickey sign's been up since like 81 or some garbage. Like, that thing said that perpetual or perpetuity or whatever the gynecological term is, I'm not a doctor, was to be at 500 million for the world population. By the way, there's some science behind that, or at least statistics. For the entire planet, it's time that human assholes have been here ruining this place as far as being dicks. The average has been 500 million people in the world. Like, I'm just saying. And then they needed bodies in the 1900s. And, you know, the industrial revolution, the third one, that we're leaving now. That's why they don't need oil no more. You see how this works? The batteries that are in the car garbage ain't for you. They're 70 grand, most of those cars. You ain't going to buy dick because you're going to be trying to get eggs. See how that? And food because you're going to be starving. This is how they control people in history. And let me tell you, while I'm talking to Fran, I got to put this on another channel. Like, this trick, the mocking of the entire country to their face. When they put a robot, literally that's a DARPA robot, I don't give a fuck. I've done so many videos on how the new ones can dance and that. It has the same, some of the time. Sometimes it's a guy standing there in the building, I'm sure. But there's times when it's on the runways that they show this robot. You can see by the legs moving. They're fucking with you, see how that works? And none of you notice. And then they put different masks on it. Remember the other day it didn't blink, whatever it is, for like a minute and a half? That's not humanly possible. Not humanly possible. And I've done videos, and everybody else has done videos showing over the time where his eye sockets are behind the mask. You could see it plain as day if you're spurred. But they've been doing that for years. They always got body doubles and stuff like that. Now they just got technology that's... And most of it's done with AI and not even real anyways. They could take videos of you and me, especially me, because I got a big mouth and I'm all over the internet, and make you say anything and you would believe it. So this is getting really creepy, like, but whatever. So once there's 200 people got the old live blanket virus, to combat a virus that gives you some pimples on your crotch and mouth area, that's the only 2 places I've heard about it, and I've seen the mouth. It starts right around your lips for whatever reason. According to WHO, they say not to have sex with certain groups or types. Just like they did with the H'er and ends in V. Back when I was younger, they did the same garbage. They released that information, let's call it. And I gotta be careful. They released that information not to do, you know, naughty things with bathhouses, etc. So you got gorilla pox all over your mouth. I wonder how you did that. And then I'm watching, I know people locally, like, they're running to get their monkey garbage already. Like, dude, man. You'll get a rash. So far, I think not. I don't even know if any have died in the world yet. I think there's none. But I don't care. My point is, now we have a national emergency. Now we're releasing live virus of a deadly blanket type virus made out of blankets from the Indian days. Let's call it. And what could go wrong? Because you know you got to trust these lords. They know what they're doing, right? They knew the mask would work. Which it didn't. They knew some other garbage would work. And now, whatever's happening with that, do your own math. I'm not talking about that garbage no more. I don't care. But I would care if like 100 million people come down with a thing that only 40% are gonna make it to. See how that works? So then if you look at Deagle, US population 2025, how would 2 out of 3 people go away? It also would change what I just said in November, because it'll be too dangerous to, and you probably won't want to. This one, if this really happens, like if this thing goes spirals, like you better, if you pray or whatever you do, like you better start hoping like that Ford horse, that the pale horse is not out of the gate, but it's starting to look really weird. Almost like they planned it that way and wrote those notes the same way, like. Because again, in their dark world, they have to tell you hundreds of years in advance what they're doing. See how that works? Man, look how thick them leaves are. You can't even see it, but you can hear it. I don't want nothing fucking being overheated here. See how that works? I'm overheated. I'm sweating my ass off. So if it turns out that newspaper printed wrong information, please put it in the comments. But go look it up yourself. San Francisco News Today. I think it was a TV station, by the way. That's all I know is ain't no bullshit. The news wouldn't do that, right? They wouldn't lie to you. By the way, they have to tell you what they're doing. See how they just did that? They do it on a Saturday morning when you're all watching Bob's Burgers and Simpsons or whatever the fuck you watch. So then when they go, hey, we told you. See how that worked? You must not have heard the message. See how that worked? It's Wags Chicago. I hope you're hearing this. Get your shit together.